Hey guys, so this is Mike, aka Prime. I'm doing another video today on basically how to do a backup on your computer with the new like Windows 10. You could probably do this on Windows 7 as well. Windows 8 you can't do this because they have a stupid thing they call file history that a lot of people aren't using anyway. But so first, what we got to start off is getting an external hard drive. What I usually recommend, if this is your home PC or even a laptop, I usually recommend external that has a power source that connects to it, like a 3.5 size external. You can get the portable ones, but if you do get a portable, just get one of the higher brands. Don't get the cheaper brands. I like Seagate's. The Barracudas are pretty good. Also, but yeah, like I said before, I usually recommend the one with the actual power source because those typically last longer than a regular portable hard drive. All right, so let's say if we did have our external. So first thing what we're going to do is we're going to plug in the external into our computer. Usually use it, like you can plug it in the front or the back. Alright, and then your computer should recognize it. Once it recognizes it, we should hit the yellow folder here. Go to this computer. And as you can see, I already have my external kind of configured. But yours is going to come up whatever brand you have. That usually Seagate does, like it'll say Seagate Backup, Western Digital does WD, and therefore so on. So what I want to do is I'm going to reformat this drive. Typically, I usually tell people to reformat the drives unless you're going to use their widgets in there, but we're not going to use those applications that they have in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and go to Format. You want this to be a NTFS, and then let's label it just backup. And then we're going to do a quick backup. Hit start and hit OK. This takes usually it takes like 30 seconds. I have a terabyte drive. Also, with the drives that you should get, try to make it no lower than 1 terabyte. Like, they're cheap nowadays. You can get like a terabyte for like 60 bucks, 50 bucks. If the bigger the better, depending on how much data you have. If you have a large amount of data, you want to have more terabytes, obviously, so you can back up your data. Alright, and then let's close this out, and then you see it right here is nice and empty, which is good. So now to set up the backup, we're just going to right click here, go to search, and then we'll type in backup. And then this is what we want, backup and restore, and you see in the parentheses you have Windows 7. Alright, so now your backup probably is going to say that it hasn't been backed up yet. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to set it up. So you want to change settings. Just give it a sec. Alright. So yeah, we're going to select the backup that we just reformatted, hit next, and then you can have this do this like if you wanted to recommend it'll select all your backups, just hit next, but I'm going to choose exactly what like folders and stuff I want to back it up, so hit next. Alright, see it does all the miscellaneous stuff right here. I'll uncheck this, and then if you know the type of backups that you like, the type of folders that you just need to be backed up, then select it. Like outside of here, if you're using third-party applications, sometimes they store outside of the C drive where you have to have those backups, so you'll select those. Alright, so the typical things that I will back up, if you want to follow me, you should click user, and then you select your username, which mine is Prime Workbench. So I select that, and then usually what I'm going to back up is a desktop, documents, downloads, favorites if I have favorites, music, alright, some pictures and videos. Other stuff like I have no saved games, I don't need searches, I don't need links, I don't need app data. Might be important if you're using certain applications that store data in your app data folder. Just verify, like if you have any other third-party programs that store somewhere else, you might want to back this up. Like for example, like Outlook, right? Outlook stores your PST files in your app data folder. If you have Outlook, you'll select here, go to local, scroll down, you select Microsoft, scroll down, and then Outlook. So you'll select that if you have Outlook. If you don't worry about it. Alright, so we got all the folders that we want. And also you want to include this system image. Now system image is basically it's a backup that pretty much takes a capture of your hard drive basically. So like let's say if your computer crashes and you need a new hard drive, it'll bring everything back the way it was because you have that that image file. So we want to do that. That's very critical too. Alright, so hit next. Alright, so this is showing you all the folders that it's backing up. Remember, if you need additional folders, go in and change. You can change what folders that need to be backed up, like QuickBooks or like QuickIn, stuff like that. You should add in there. All right. So this is pretty critical too. If you wanted to do every day or weekly, I'm gonna set mine up for weekly. But if like, let's say if you're working on a computer on the constantly, right? That you have documents that you're editing every day or something, you might want to do daily. Just remember that it's gonna use up a lot of space on your external hard drive. So just that's very critical. And also, so what we want to do is I'm going to do weekly. You can change yours to daily or even monthly. Like let's say if you don't do changes that often, you can change it to monthly. So I'm doing weekly every Sunday. Doesn't matter about the time. What also is very important that you have to have your computer on. If your computer is not on, obviously it's not going to back up. It's going to tell you that you missed the backup. So we'll take that into consideration when you schedule your times too. All right. So then hit OK, and then save and exit. All right. So now it's saying that the backup's not going to complete. If you did this for the first time, it's probably going to run the backup. So that would be good. It doesn't take that many resources when it runs in the background. I mean, depending on how fast your computer is, you probably won't even notice it. But you should back up now just in case you never did a backup. You should have at least one backup carbon copy of it. And that's it about that. Another thing is what I usually recommend to my customers and everything, you always want an on-site. So this is considered an on-site backup that we did. Another thing you want to do, you should have an off-site backup, like Carbonite. So let me open up Fox real quick. Carbonite is a pretty good backup for consumers. It's not that expensive, and you should use that to back up your systems as well. So I would use Carbonite like here, and you can have an offsite backup as well. I'm not going to really show you how to set up a Carbonite because I don't really have it, but you should have two offsites. Well, you should have one on-site and one off-site. Sorry about that. If you guys have any questions, just leave a comment down below. Thank you for listening and watching my video. Please subscribe, and yeah, have a good one.